Hello, Pokemon fans. Hello, YouTube. I am Escalancer, and this is a new Staryu is Rising, where I bring you Pokemon Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and, for the time being, Showdown battles until I get my capture card, which I really hope I have before the end of the month. I really do. As you can see behind me, it's rather empty. That's because this is the very last day in my apartment. I am moving out today, and after I record this, I'm going to go and turn my keys in and head on over to the place where I'm going to be living for the next week and a half until I move into my new apartment. So it's a little bit of a transition time for me. I did have a lovely 4th of July holiday. Drove up to Arkansas where my little brother placed 22nd out of 665 shooters in the Daisy BB gun competition, the national one. He's a very good shot, very proud of him. His team actually came away with 14th place out of 68, which is not bad. And I got to spend time with my dad, my stepmom, and my siblings who drove up to Arkansas from Georgia. So I had to take a 5.5 hour drive up there to spend time with them. That's why you haven't really seen anything over the weekend on my channel. But today, I did accept a battle on Twitter against Lucky Green Dime. His link, the link to his Twitter and YouTube will be in the description. Please go check him out. He does a lot of themed Wi-Fi battles. I'm not sure what the theme of this team was, but he does do a lot of themed battles, as well as he's the coach of the Boston Celebies of the Pokemon Global League. Which is just like the GBA, and I hope to be part of some kind of Pokemon sports league myself as a Dallas Staryu in the near future, so crossing our fingers. But he's a good guy. You actually probably came from his channel because his channel is much bigger than mine, and I am still growing. But if in the off chance you found me first and you don't know who he is, please go check him out. He's a great entertainer. His battles are a lot of fun, and it should be a good time if you enjoy my stuff, especially. But we're going to get into this. This is a mixed OU battle. We can only have 2 Pokemon that are OU and the rest has to be UU and below. So I decided to bring my Mega Abomasnow team, the one I brought in episode 2 of the new Staryu is Rising. But that one has 3 OU Pokemon, so I had to make a substitution. And as much as I would love to catch something with Weather Ball Raikou, I could not afford to get rid of Heatran or my ace in the hole Choice Scarf, Tony Romo, the Excadrill, because those are vital parts of my team. However, I could switch out the Choice Specs Raikou for a Choice Specs Heliolisk, which actually worked out better in this battle than Raikou would have. But it also packs quite a punch. It's base 109 speed, so it is actually faster than my Weather Ball Raikou because my Weather Ball Raikou has to be rash to get the Weather Ball with the ORAS here legally. And I could pack the Grass Knot, which I didn't have any grass coverage before. So, without further ado, let's get into this battle. Okay, jumping into this battle, when I saw his team come up, I was really scared of the Charizard, like I always am when I use my Mega Abomasnow team, because Charizard, whether it's Charizard X or Charizard Y, can red shop in my team, and I don't know what kind of Charizard this is going to be. And I expected him to actually open the Charizard in order to put a great deal of offensive pressure on me. So I thought that the best course of action here would be to open up with my Jellicent, because Jellicent can take a Solar Beam from Charizard Y, and can also take a hit from Charizard X before he Dragon Dances and proceed to set up the Trick Room, which would allow me to immediately put pressure on that Charizard if he decides to go for an attack. So that's what I did. Other potential leads that he could have had was obviously the Infernape with rocks, or even the Golurk with rocks, but I didn't expect the Golurk. I could have also led with Heliolisk, but I didn't want to risk making a first turn prediction where he goes into Golurk, because Golurk will also wreck shop in my team. It packs just the right coverage. Even though it's slow, it's bulky enough that Heliolisk is the only thing that can OHKO it in Grass Knot, and nothing else really wants to take a hit. So let's get into this battle. And as you can see here, again, sorry for the quality, I will get my capture card soon, but as you can see, my prediction did not pan out. He actually opens up with the Infernape, and I'm thinking here he's probably going to go for rocks. That's probably why he came in. So I decide I'm going to set up the Trick Room. He reveals the Thunder Punch, which I know that's a thing that they can have, but I can't take a hit. Unfortunately, though, he does get a pair of hacks on New Jelly here, and that's unfortunate. And I did about half, but after leftovers, I think I can live one more. Even if I go down here, he's just going to let me go right out to Mega Bomb Snow. So I decided to fire off the Skull, and that does a huge amount of damage right there. Definitely broke his sash if he had one, and if I can get my rocks up, this thing is dead. So yeah, I do live the second Thunder Punch, and I'm thinking, I'm probably not going to be able to keep this thing around. It's paralyzed, it's not going to be able to recover, but he does switch out, and I try to go for the recover, but as you can see, I get the paralyzed, and New Jelly is pretty much done here. That would have been my really only chance to recover, and I am forced to let it go down. But not yet, because he brought in Sylveon, and I carry Soundproof Abomasnow for just this reason. Because no matter how loud the Sylveon wants to protest, it is not going to get Obamacare repealed. Obamacare is here to stay, and it's going to let me fire off a huge blizzard to the expected Dowblade, which will take it pretty nicely. But I'll get a little bit of damage on it, and that's good. I do have a switch into Dowblade, so I'm not too concerned about it. As you can see, I'm Mega-ing up here, and I'm going to fire off the blizzard. It'll do about 30%. It will start to hail, which is good because now if Charizard comes in, if Charizard Y, I can cancel out the sun by bringing Abomasnow in very carefully, so I don't get hammered with a flamethrower or something. And I'm just going to switch out into my Buzzkill because it will wall us in pretty nicely. I was actually expecting a Sacred Sword or something like that, but he goes for the Gyro Ball, which is nice because I'm pretty slow, I'm not going to take a lot of damage, and he's going to take a little more damage from the Rocky Helmet and the Hail, which is always nice. So I don't expect him to stay in. I did predict him to go to Sylveon, and it would have been nice to get a Toxic off on this thing. And as you can see, this Sylveon does indeed come off, and it is going to be poisoned. Now this thing's called Young Scarf, but I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it has a Scarf. I don't know if it's defensive or anything, but I'm going to find out here if it has leftovers. And as you can see, it does not have leftovers. So I'm thinking this is probably an offensive set. I don't know if it's Scarfed right now. I don't want to make that prediction necessarily. But we can go into Heatran, which can take even a Choice Specs Hyper Voice very nicely with this Quad Resist. And this will give Body Dumpster the opportunity he needs to set up the Stealth Rocks, which will put the Crobat on his team coming in. Obviously, he's not going to stay in on Sylveon, especially if he's Choice Blocking the Hyper Voice, because that would be silly. So he's going to switch out here into Golurk, which is a little scary because, as I said, it does it has base 123 attack or something ridiculous like that. Its defense and special defense is pretty high. I think its HP is pretty high too. It's slow, but I don't really have a whole lot to OHKO it. So I decide I'm just going to let U-Jelly go down here because U-Jelly's not going to be able to get the Trick Room again. It's not going to be able to recover because it's now slower than this thing. And that's that. I could have swapped into Heliolisk here, predicting the Shadow Punch, but honestly anything can kill U-Jelly, and I was planning on stacking this off anyways. It would be nice not to give it 3 stealth rocks, but I do have 2 ways of removing stealth rocks, so I might be able to remove those later if I need to. So I go down Loco here, and I thought about this for a long time. I was about to click Volt Switch, predicting him to switch out so I can get some momentum, but you don't mess around with threats, so I am going to fire off a Choice Specs Grass Knot, which does cleanly OHKO this Golurk. It does something like 105% to 120%. That thing is not going to survive my Grass Knot. He goes into this. I'm afraid of the Mach Punch. Of course, he's faster than me, so he went for the close combat here, as you'll see. But either way, Buzzkill is the proper switch. It will die to the Rocky Helmets. I took a little more damage there than I would have liked. But Buzzkill is doing fine work here. Getting the chip down the drop with the Rocky Helmets, getting the Toxic off on the Sylveon. Buzzkill is doing great. Now I'm pretty sure Buzzkill's going down here, especially if this is offensive, but I knew I could live a defensive Crobat's Braybird, and we're going to see what we got here, and I live with 6 HP, and that's going to allow me to roost all the way up. He is going to take recoil and Rocky Helmet damage. Now I don't know if this thing's going to roost, Toxic, or defog, but I'm going to take the opportunity to roost all the way up even if he goes for a Toxic, which, as you're about to see, he does go for the Toxic. But I'm alright. As long as I'm at full HP, I will be able to check the Dowblade with this as well as with the Heatran. So I'm sitting in a happy place right now. I did actually expect him to stay in and go for a defog, but then when I thought about it, Rocks actually hurt me with my Obama Snow and my Buzzkill more than it hurts him with just his Crobat. So I switch out in my Tony Romo, expecting him to stay in for the defog, which he does stay in. As you can see, he just goes for a Roost to recover, which is also a good play. He wants this thing healthy. This obviously defensive. He wants to keep it able to take hits as much as possible there. But I didn't want to overpredict here. I went for the Rock Slide. If I went for the Earthquake, this would have been one dead young Troop. But he's going to eat this Rock Slide up nicely, and I'm forced to switch out because Tony Romo is Choice Scarf locked into Rock Slide. And I don't want to lose this thing because Clutch Tony Romo is my ace in the hole in the fourth quarter when all hope seems lost. See, here in Dallas, we support our quarterbacks, we support Tony Romo. He is going to rest, he is going to recover all the way up. I don't think that Dowblade gets Sleep Talk, so I do know he's going to be asleep for at least 2 turns, but I also know he's not going to want to take the foul play, especially after recovering all the way up. And I expected the Sylveon to come in, but thought this would be a good opportunity to get rid of the rocks. Now afterwards I realized, I just gave Charizard a great opportunity to come in without taking that 50% rock damage, and I was afraid that he was going to do that. But right here, Heatran is the play to make, because if he stays in, I can get my rocks back up. This thing, unless it's got HP ground, cannot hit me. I still don't really know if it's Scarf, but I do think it's choiced into something. It might actually be Choice Scarf. I don't know yet, but I think I'll find out here, especially if he decides to stay in. I'm not sure what he's going to do. He does go for the Shadow Ball. I do take that nicely. I did want to get my rocks up here, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. He's going to take a little more poison damage. This is whittling him away. If this was more defensive, had Field Bell, it might have been more of a problem. But Sylveon pretty much can't do much to me. It's not doing a whole lot. That's why I think he stayed in, to kind of let this thing go down, because Sylveon's really not doing anything for him. And nothing he's got left for the Charizard wants to take a Fire Blast, and that Charizard now is going to take 50% coming back in. I decided to go out into Buzzkill here. Going out to Heliolisk would have been the better play because I would have been immune to the Shadow Ball, but Buzzkill eats the Shadow Ball up pretty well as well. It is a mixed wall, so it can take both physical and special hits, which is really nice about Buzzkill. I kind of wish I did go out and Heliolisk, because then I could have volt switched out, or even Thunderbolted to force the Crobat in, and then gone out into Buzzkill so he could take Rocky Helmet damage. Um, but this is what I did, and that's fine. Now we're going to find out what kind of Charizard this is. I expected him to go for a Roost, or if it was Charizard X and Dragon Dance, or something along those lines. So I do go for a Toxic here, hoping to put this guy on a timer. But this guy, as you'll find out here, is going to set up the substitute, and that is going to make my Toxic null and void. Toxic's not going to do anything now. And I can't switch in to anything really, so I have to let Buzzkill go down here. I don't have a choice. I did go for the Roost in case he wanted to switch or something like that, but Buzzkill's just going to go down here. But, Buzzkill did fine work. I am very proud of my Buzzkill. That is why Buzzkill is on this team. I do go into El Loco here. I do need to break the sub. Volt Switch is a great way to do it, because I can break the sub, I can go into Heatran, and unless this thing has Earthquake, which is something that Charizard-wise sometimes carry, I can eat up anything that this thing wants to do to me. And considering I saw the Substitute and the Air Slash, I do not think that this thing has Earthquake. But we're going to find out here in a second. He goes for the Flamethrower, interestingly enough, and I do get the Flash Fire bonus, which is really nice because we're in the sun. And in the back he's got a Crobat, which can't touch me, and a Sleeping Dowblade. So if I can get rid of this Charizard, who just revealed that he does not have the Earthquake, then I can clean up with Body Dumpster here. And you see he's going for the Air Slash Flinch X, but 30% flinch. It's not Serene Grace. I am able to get through the second one. Fire Blast does connect, and even though it's resisted, this is a low HP Charizard. Taking a Flash Fire Blast in the sun, it is not going to take that. I'm kind of curious how much it would have taken at full health, to be honest, because I don't think it would have liked it then either. Out comes Young Brad. I'm assuming he's just going to Brave Bird at this point, because Body Dumpster just cleans up. And I can take 2 or 3 of those, so even if I miss a Fire Blast, I think we're alright. Otherwise I can come in and I can clean up with Tony Romo if I need to. But that is going to take down Young Brad. Dowblade's the last one left. It's sleeping, it can't do anything to me, definitely. And I am just going to be able to Fire Blast for the win here. Anyways, thank you very much, Lucky, for the battle. It was a fun battle. I always love to bring out my Mega Abomasnow team. It's one of my favorite teams that I have built. I do kind of wish I was able to use Mega Abomasnow a little more in this battle, but I did enjoy the battle. Leave a like, hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this battle, and subscribe to my channel because I will be bringing more battles like this. And don't forget, it is Sharpedo week, so I do have a couple ideas for some Sharpedo battles. Try out a couple of different sets on Showdown for Sharpedo week, so be on the lookout for that. Like I said, the Lucky Green's Twitter and YouTube all are in the description. Go check him out. He probably came from his channel, so that's probably a moot point. But he's a good battler. He's got a lot of content on his YouTube. It's a lot bigger channel than mine is. It should you should enjoy it if you enjoy mine, definitely. And this is Esperancer, Dallas Staryu, signing out of another episode of A New Staryu is Rising.